always begins with a gnawing ache, a relentless whisper that seeps into your bones. This unending need to explain yourself, to justify your feelings, to perform for those who have no intention of understanding you. You wear these words like a shroud, wrapping yourself in the fabric of others' expectations, hoping that somehow, some way, if you can just get it right, you'll finally be seen. But there's a price for this masquerade. It's your very soul. Imagine this. It's a Tuesday morning. You're in a meeting, surrounded by colleagues. They ask a question, and even before the words leave their lips, you feel that familiar surge of anxiety. You say, "Yes, I can do that," not because you want to, but because the fear of rejection grips you, the fear of being unworthy, unseen. You live for that nod of approval, that blink of recognition. But what you don't know is that every yes you utter is like a blade slicing deeper into your own authenticity. The sweet seduction of people-pleasing. You've been conditioned to believe that your worth hinges on being agreeable, on molding your existence to fit the contours of others' expectations. It's a trap, a soothing lullaby masking the jagged truth. You think you're fostering connection, but you're merely building walls around your own heart. The illusion? That bending over backward will earn you love. Every time you mask your discomfort with a smile, every time you ignore your own needs for the sake of others, you shrink. You become a shadow, a reflection of what you think they want. But let me tell you, real connection isn't built on compliance. It's forged in the fires of self-respect. You are not a canvas for others to paint upon. You're a masterpiece in the making, deserving of autonomy. The moment you choose to say no, that's when real connection begins. You reclaim your essence, your right to exist unapologetically. Let's dig deeper into this abyss. The search for emotional safety, that sacred refuge we think we can find in the approval of others. We abandon our boundaries, convinced that vulnerability without limits will bring us comfort. But here's the truth. That very comfort is a mirage, a fleeting ghost that drains your essence with every sacrifice you make. Carl Jung wrote of individuation, the arduous path of becoming whole. But do you know what he also warned? He cautioned against the peril of losing oneself to the demands of societal conditioning. When you forfeit your boundaries for the illusion of security, you're not being brave, you're being reckless. You become a hollow vessel, a marionette dancing on strings pulled by the hands of others. Can you feel that loss? That gnawing feeling of your own abandonment? It's the bitter taste of self-betrayal. Each time you silence your screams for the comfort of someone else's peace, you weaken your spirit. The very essence of who you are begins to wither away. Now, let's expose the final illusion that keeps you shackled. The belief that by staying available, you can dictate how others perceive you. This is an illusion of control, a delusion. The more you manipulate your behavior to fit someone else's narrative, the more you lose yourself. It's a spiraling descent into chaos, where your identity becomes nothing more than a reflection of their desires. You're not just playing a part, you're erasing your existence. True power, Jung taught, lies in internal boundaries. It's about standing in your truth, naked and unashamed. The facade crumbles the moment you decide to honor your own being over the expectations of others. Picture this moment. You standing alone at the precipice of self-actualization. You take a deep breath, and with that breath, you sever the cords that bind you to the falsehoods you've lived. You declare your sovereignty. This is not just about saying no. It's about cutting through the illusions with the sharpened blade of truth. You don't need to keep explaining. You don't need to keep justifying your existence. You need to embrace the silence that follows. It's in that silence, not the kind born of avoidance, but of profound self-respect, that you reclaim your power. The act of setting boundaries becomes a sacred ritual, a declaration of your right to exist as you are. Twist line. You don't need more healing. You need to stop lying about who you are. The final truth, sharp and unyielding. You were never free because you never set boundaries. In the quiet of your own company, you will find beauty. The first time you say no, and feel the weight of relief washing over you. The sheer power of a deep breath after cutting the emotional cord. The stillness of a morning, standing alone in your truth, feeling solid. This isn't a lecture, nor a pep talk. It's a confrontation with your own existence. Don't keep this truth clutched to your chest. Send it out. Share it with the ones still handing away their power to everyone but themselves. What would it feel like to embrace silence as a form of healing? To stop justifying your existence? To simply be? You've been conditioned to believe that your worth hinges on being agreeable, on molding your existence to fit the contours of others' expectations. You've danced to their tune, sacrificing pieces of yourself to earn a moment of acceptance. But the truth is, you're not a jester in someone else's court. You are the sovereign of your own kingdom, yet here you stand, offering your crown for a pat on the back. When did it become easier to please others than to be true to yourself? Somewhere along the line, you learned that being liked meant being small, being quiet, being invisible. The world applauds compliance, but the soul dies in the silence of denial. You've worn the mask so long that you've begun to forget the face that lies beneath. But let this be your awakening. The moment you strip away the need for external validation, that's when your true journey begins. The path of individuation calls you, a brutal, unyielding journey that demands you confront the shadows of your past. Each step toward self-discovery feels like walking through fire. Painful, scorching, yet ultimately transformative. What if every moment you spent justifying your existence was a moment stolen from living your truth? The soul's cry for authenticity can no longer be muffled by the chorus of expectations. It's time to shatter the illusions that imprison you in a cycle of performative existence. With every breath, reclaim the energy you've offered up to others' whims. The illusions you've clung to are nothing more than mirages, shimmering in the distance, promising relief that never comes. You've chased after them, thinking they would lead you home, but all they do is lead you further into the wilderness of despair. The moment you confront these illusions, the weight begins to lift. Each no you utter, each boundary you set, is a declaration of your right to exist as you are. Consider this. The silence that follows your refusal to explain is the sound of your soul exhaling. It is liberation, a sacred act of self-love. You're not just protecting yourself, you're embracing your sovereignty. You're saying, I am enough just as I am. I don't need to justify my existence to anyone. In that silence, you'll find clarity. It's a profound recognition of the truth that has always been there, waiting for you to unveil it. Your essence begins to emerge, unclouded by the judgments of others. The noise fades away, and in the stillness, you discover your authentic self. You are not a shadow, but a vibrant being, ready to reclaim your place in the world. Let the journey to this discovery be your individual ritual, a sacred practice of self-exploration. Picture yourself standing alone, cutting the cords that tether you to the expectations and judgments of others. Each snip is a release, a breath of fresh air filling your lungs. You are stepping into the vastness of who you are meant to be. Remember, this is not about avoiding connection. It's about seeking genuine relationships that honor your true self. As you embrace your silence, you'll find that those who resonate with your authenticity will naturally gravitate toward you. The energy once spent on seeking approval transforms into a magnet for meaningful connections. You've been told that silence is weakness, that vulnerability lies in constant explanation. But it is, in fact, a powerful act of self-preservation. You are worthy of love and acceptance without the need to wear a mask or tell a story that isn't yours. Your existence does not require a justification. It stands on its own, a testament to the sheer miracle of being alive. Now, stretch your arms wide and embrace the discomfort that comes with setting boundaries. It's a raw, unsettling experience that will cut deeper than you can imagine. But in that pain is the seed of growth. Each time you assert your needs, you're forging a new path, one that leads to self-discovery and empowerment. The truth is, not everyone will understand. Some may react with anger or resentment, but that's a reflection of their own insecurities, not yours. They may have grown comfortable with the way you used to be, a version that pleased them, a version that catered to their desires. But you are not obligated to remain in that space. Your journey is yours alone. As you navigate this path, take note of the moments that ground you, the deep breath you take as you establish your first boundary, the powerful stillness that follows. It's in these moments that you realize your worth is not contingent upon others' perceptions. Your essence is enough. Embrace the quiet. Allow the stillness to settle in your bones. You will find it unsettling at first, a void where you once filled the air with explanations, but soon it transforms into a sacred space where your true self can flourish. From here, you will discover that life is more than just pleasing others. It is about living your truth fearlessly. This is not merely a journey of self-preservation. It's an act of rebellion against the societal norms that have shackled you for too long. You are reclaiming your power, unearthing the warrior within who has been silenced for far too long. Every boundary set is a sword drawn, every refusal a declaration of independence. What would it feel like to embrace this power fully, to bask in the glory of your own being, without the need for external validation? The energy you've once diverted into pleasing others can now be redirected into nurturing your dreams, desires, and truths. This is the alchemy of self-love. In the silence, you will find your voice. Not the voice that seeks approval, but the voice that declares your worth, your desires, your existence. You become the author of your own story, no longer a side character in someone else's narrative. You will create the life you've always yearned for, built upon the foundation of your true self. As you begin to walk this path of authenticity, remember that it may be lonely at times. But loneliness is not void. It's a space for growth. The world may not immediately respond with open arms, but authenticity attracts authenticity. When you stop performing and start being, you'll find your tribe. Those who resonate with your truth will emerge from the shadows, bringing with them a connection that is deep, raw, and real. So take the first step. Stand in the power of your silence and let the world witness your transformation. Your existence is not up for debate, and your authenticity is not negotiable. Step into your light, reclaim your story, and embrace the beauty of your own truth.